Okay, in the big picture on this planet, nothing is ever square and nothing is ever round, especially communicating two measurements from a woodworker to a stained glass artist. So usually when we measure a window, we measure the exact size that the person needs, and then I take a 1/16 to 3/32 off of the panel. So what happens in that effect is the fact that when you put a piece of stained glass up here and it's a little bit smaller, you're going to get sunlight coming through along the edges here. And I'll put it up here so you can see. So if you imagine that this is a tiny bit smaller, you're going to get sunlight coming through. One of the things that we do is we send off this really beautiful one-sided black tape. It is absolutely gorgeous. It's a black foam, as you can see. It's 1/8 of an inch wide, a little bit less, by a 1/16. And this foam goes right up against the existing glass, just like this. You don't pull it or stretch it because it wants to stretch back. It goes right up against the existing glass like this. And then whatever you're installing goes right up against it, and you've formed a barrier from seeing sunlight around the outside. It also squishes in a little bit, which is great. It's got a better profile. And so that's another part of installation that can be done. However, if you're going to be mounting this on a piece of glass with a molding on the other side as opposed to directly on the glass, once you put a secondary molding on this, the little bit of airspace between this and this will disappear. And what will happen is you won't need this tape because you've ameliorated it by actually putting a wooden molding around the panel. This lead came is only used around the edge. It's not used in the window itself. The window itself has traditional skinny lead lines like this. And so that's so this framing would be on this window if we were installing it, and it would be part of the measurements. The other thing I'm going to show you is how we work with this in terms of installation.